Hey you guys, it's me Kianna, and we're going to do something different today. I'm going to show you how to actually make sushi. You know, one of my favorite things that I like to eat, and I don't eat it too often because of the rice, but one of my guilty pleasures is sushi. Now, I call it a guilty pleasure because of the rice and the carb intake with that, but overall, it's pretty much a healthy product. It's pretty a healthy meal. So if you're interested in trying sushi and maybe you want to see how you can basically save a couple of dollars on sushi rather than buying it at the store already made, and 20 pieces is usually about $11 to $12, you guys. Well, I'm going to show you how you can make it for a fraction of that cost using great products and still getting a great taste. Now, you're going to need a lot of different things. You're going to need your roasted seaweed. I use this brand, you guys, and it is a big package. And you get a couple of pieces in this. And you're going to need this. I got this from my local Asian food market. They have a whole aisle basically dedicated to nothing but seaweed. So they have all different kinds. So you can actually, each time that you make it, you can try a different one. But as for me, I'm going to use this. Now, it depends on what kind of sushi you want to make. I'm going to make two different kinds because I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of containers for Nene for lunch for next week for school. So you can use this kind. This is going to be a wild Alaskan salmon sushi I'm going to make. So you can use any type of fish you like. You can also use any kind that's on sale, so that's a great thing as well. I'm also going to make a spicy crab sushi as well, and I'm going to do this by using this. And I got this on sale, so both of those items I actually got on sale. That's why the price can actually go down drastically if you watch the items that you're purchasing and also try to get them on sale. You're going to also need the veggies of your choice. Now, as for me, I am not an avocado eater, so I'm going to put some celery in it. I'm also going to put some green pepper, and I'm also going to put some cucumber in it. So what you want to do is you want to cut them really thin, okay? You want to cut them literally like that thin, because you want like strips. And as for the cucumber, you want to cut it in half, of course, and then you're going to make it into like a half like that. And what you want to do is you want to gut the cucumber out like so. And then you want to cut this into strips. So you'll be able to see me doing that as well. Alright? And for the spicy crab, you're going to need some mayo. So I have that. You're going to also need some roasted sesame seed. I got this again from my Asian food market. And for the crab, spicy crab one, I'm going to use a little bit of Old Bay seasoning and just a tad bit of mustard mixed together. Of course, you're going to need some soy sauce. This one is a light sodium soy sauce, so that's great because that'll give you less of the salt. And the most important thing you're going to need is some rice. Now, I have Bob Red Mill's sweet white rice, and as you can see on the package, it says it is also known as sushi rice. So I have this kind of rice, but you can use whatever kind of rice you like. What you're going to want to do is, if you're using any other kind of medium grain rice, you're going to want to have you're going to add some white wine vinegar and a little bit of sugar, and that's going to create your sushi rice. Alright, so we're going to start. First of all, let me cut some more of my veggies. Now, I have the celery and the green peppers cut, but I also need to cut my cucumber. You want to slice it really thin, you guys. The other thing you're going to need is a good knife, a a cutting board, of course. If you have a bamboo mat, that's great, but if you don't, use 2 freezer bags. Okay, if you have a bamboo mat, you want to wrap that in some, what do they call it, the cling wrap, saran wrap. You want to wrap that in that. Okay, but if you don't have a bamboo mat, then use 2 freezer bags, and I'll show you that technique in a minute. But you want to cut it thin, just like this, and add that to the rest of your veggies. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to make the spicy crab mixture. You want to empty that out in a bowl. Make sure your hands is clean, because this is a time that you're going to have to use your hands through this process. I'm making it for myself and Nene, but if you're making it for a group of people, you may want to use some gloves as well. Okay, all we're going to do is just crunch this up. And while I'm crunching this up, let me tell you how to make the rice. If you buy the rice that I did, you really don't have to do much to it besides boil it. Okay? Boil it just like you do any other rice, but you want to let it cool down. And that's what my rice is actually doing right now. Since mine just came out the pot, I put it in a bowl, and then I just put it in the freezer. That way it's basically better for me to handle, and it'll be a little bit cooler to the touch, because you are going to have to pack that rice onto that seaweed. And of course, I'll be showing you guys that. Now, I'm going to break this down in 2 videos, maybe more, I don't know, because I'm not going to edit them. I'm just going to give it to you raw, just like I'm doing. I'm just showing you an instructional vid. But I'm going to break it down in 2 videos, because this one is going to be the spicy sushi, the spicy crab sushi, and then I'm going to do the Wild Alaskan salmon sushi as well. So you want to break this all up into little teeny weeny pieces. Then we're going to go ahead and add some mayonnaise to that, and then we're going to go ahead and add some of the Old Bay. Now, some people like to use soy sauce. I do like to use soy sauce, but I like to have another dip too, and I like to use Frank's Red Hot, believe it or not. A lot of people use hot sauce, and that's the one I like to use, because A, it's thicker than the average, you know, like Louisiana hot sauce. And I use that on everything. So, okay. This is pretty much chopped into pieces that I want it to be. You can chop them as big or small as you like. A lot of people use the long crab chunks for their sushi, but when you're doing a spicy sushi, usually it consists of putting some kind of you know, some kind of like mayo or some kind of sauce or something on it, and then also a little bit of spicy seasoning. Alright, so that's how it will look. We're going to go ahead and add some of that mayonnaise. Now, you don't have to use a lot. You don't have to use as much as you would do for like a crab salad. If you was making, you know, just a regular crab salad, you don't have to use that much. We're going to use some Old Bay, and that's going to give it that little kick. And you're going to also use a little squirt of that that mustard, as I stated before. Alright. Then you're going to mix that all together. Basically, sushi is like an assembly line, you guys. Once you have all of your products together, you're just basically assembling, and then that's it. Keep in mind, your sushi doesn't have to be cooked. It is already processed and cooked. So all you're doing is just assembling, which is a very easy task. It costs a lot of money in restaurants and also food markets. But this is something that you actually can make at home. And it's also something fun to make at home, because you can do this with your kids or your family, and then have everybody make a different kind of sushi. So that'll be fun as well. So as you can see, you're not going to make it to the point where it's really, really wet. That's not what you're going for. You're basically going for it to have a little stickiness to it, because that's going to act as a glue for you as well. Alright. So that is pretty much right there. That is what it looks like. And then we're going to start doing our sushi.
Yeah.
Alright? Can you get the rice out, honey?
Yeah.
Alright. You want to be careful and not tear it, because it is going to be like tissue paper. Very thin and delicate. Now in this package you get, let's see, about 6 sheets. Okay, now 6 per sheet is going to give you, here's my rice, you guys. As you can see, I'm going to show you that it does look quite different than your regular rice. And that is sushi rice. Now, what I was saying was, per sheet, you're going to probably get about 8 pieces of sushi. Now, I am one, and actually you saw it in my food haul not too long ago. You see it quite often in every food haul I do. I always treat myself to sushi when I go to the food market. Now, when I buy the sushi, I get the 20-pack party pack because it's more economical and it gives enough for everybody to eat. That pack is like $12, you guys. So, let's do the math. I can get this, and this product, this seaweed right here was, I think, $2. It's going to give me 6 sheets, okay? Each sheet is going to give me 8 pieces. So I'm going to be able to make out of this $2 product 54 pieces of sushi. So this is great for a party, you guys. It's a great presentation. It's great for people that may be vegetarians as well. Because keep in mind, you can make any kind of sushi. Sushi is something that you can allow yourself to be very creative with. Okay? So, I have my freezer bags ready. I have one on the bottom. And I have another right here for the top of rolling, to assist me with the rolling. You want to have your shiny side down. You're going to see the reflection, which is the shiny side, and then you're going to see this side, which is a little bit more rough. Alright, so you want to have that side down. We're going to pack this. We're going to pack the rice onto this sheet. Again, here's my rice that has been cooled down. I'm going to begin to pack that rice onto my sheet. Now this rice isn't all the way cooled down, but it's cooled down enough to work with. Alright, so we're just going to pack it onto the sheet. And you want to completely cover, your sushi. And I just leave a little teeny space right here. And that just helps me with the rolling. Now, depending on if you want an inside out sushi, and what I mean by that is if you want the kind that has the rice on the outside, or the rice on the inside and then the seaweed showing on the outside, that's up to you, and that just simply means either flipping it. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to show you both techniques on the video, because as I told you, I'm going to do 2 separate videos, one with the crab and then one with the Alaskan wild salmon. Alright, so that is pretty much it as far as spreading the rice on. You watching, Nana? Teaching her how to make this. That way when she goes off to college and stuff, she'll be able to make these kind of things. Where everybody else is going out to restaurants, spending a lot of money on these things, and they consider them luxury meals. She'll be able to have this stuff on a regular at a fraction of the cost. So once you've done that, you want to add some of the sesame seeds. I have to open mine because this is a brand new. Don't use too much. And for aesthetics, you may want to also buy roasted black sesame seeds. That's just basically for aesthetic stuff. Alright, so you're going to use your roasted sesame seed and sprinkle over top. Like so. Now, you can either at this point turn it inside out, or you can leave it like it is. As for me, I'm going to leave it like it is. Alright? Now, we're going to add our crab mixture. And this is the time that you can be creative, you guys. Add whatever you want. Make sure you go take it all the way to the edge though. That way every piece will have some of that crab mixture or whatever mixture you're putting in it. Also keep in mind you can make just straight vegetarian vegetable sushi as well. Alright, so we're going to add some of that then cucumber. Again, you can add avocado. I'm just not an avocado eater, so I'll be skipping that. We're going to add some of that green pepper. And then we're going to add some of that celery, sliced and cut very thinly. Like so. Alright. Let us begin. This is the part that everybody is so afraid of. Alright. So what you want to do is you want to roll this, but you want to make it compact as well. So you're going to put a little pressure on it, but you're going to put pressure on it evenly. Like so. Alright. So far, so good, you guys. Again, you want to put pressure on it. Apply a little pressure, but you want to apply it evenly. Okay? As you can see, we're doing great. So you want to begin to start rolling again, folding it over. And this is also great because this is showing you don't have to go out and buy any extra products. You don't have to go out and buy any bamboo mats if you don't want to. Now, it's good to have, of course. And it calls for it. It gives a really great presentation when you're making it in front of people. But I'm showing you how you can actually do this with things in your own home. And sushi is a great economical meal because you can actually do this once you have the actual rice, or once you have any rice in your home. You can actually make sushi out of anything, you guys. So, as you can see, again, we're applying pressure with each roll, okay? But you want to apply it evenly. Applying pressure with each roll. Nene's saying it looks wonderful. Again, rolling again, applying pressure with each roll. And then we're going to just continue to roll it. Continue to roll it. Applying pressure, because that pressure is going to make it compact. That pressure is going to make it all firm together. And by that rice being sticky, and then we also have that crab meat that has that mayo and a little mustard and seasoning in it. That's acting as our glue. So this is all being somewhat glued together, you guys. All right. And that is it, you guys. As you can see. And that is it. We have our very old homemade sushi roll. Now what you can do for the ends is you can pack the ends with that. You want to hold it and then pat. Hold it, apply a little pressure, and then pat. That's just going to give it a little bit more finished in. Now you can always, once it's already cut, as you can see, that side looks better than the side. You want to hold it and pat. Hold it, apply a little pressure, and pat. Now that end, you can always just put that on the bottom side, meaning that once you put it on your tray for display or your plate, you could just flip that side down and then that'll just mold it. But for sake of the video, I'm just trying to show you. Voila. Now, all you want to do at this point, as you can see, now if you have any seals that are lifted a little, you can just add a little water to that. And that's just going to act like a little bit of glue for you. Okay? You watching in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright? And that just seals it right on up for you. Alright? And now we just get to cutting. And then that is absolutely it, you guys. So, this is the crab, spicy crab meat sushi roll. Kianna's way. And now we're going to cut. Now, if your knife has a little problem getting through, just wet it a little bit. Okay? You want to split it in half. And then you want to split that in half. Then you split the other in half. Then you want to cut those pieces in half, and that's how you're going to get your 8 pieces. Like so. And that is your sushi, you guys. We're going to plate it. You can have some little containers of different kinds of sauce that you may want to use. Just want to make sure every little teeny piece. And that is your sushi. Crab meat, spicy sushi. Kianna style. And at a fraction of the cost. This is the end piece, and I told you that you just can sit that down. Apply a little pressure to it. And I can tell you how much this cost me. The seaweed, I only used 1/6 of that, and it was only $2. So say that was, let's say, 30 cents. I used probably about 30 cents worth of vegetables. That's 60 cents. The crab meat for the whole entire container. And as you can see, I have plenty left. I paid $1.39 for this on sale. So let's say $1.50. $1.50 for that. So we're up to $2.10. Okay. $2.10, and I probably used about what, 30 cents worth of rice. So that's now what, $2.40. So I paid $2.40, you guys. Okay, so that is not bad at all. Overall, for the entire package of sushi, if I was to do about 60 pieces of sushi altogether, you guys, I'm probably paying about $6. But that's $6 for an entire 60 piece, what you would consider like a party tray of sushi. So being that for a party tray at the food market costs $12, just simply for getting what, 20 pieces, you'll see how this can actually be more economical. You can actually be more creative because you can have different kinds. And that end piece again, as I stated, put that face down and just apply a little pressure, and that'll sit right up. And that is my sushi, my way, and at a fraction of the cost. I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. I hope it was helpful, and I hope it gave you some room to have some creativity, and also create yet another healthy meal at a fraction of the cost. On that note, you guys, I thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you'll stay around for the salmon video, and be blessed.
Yeah.
What do you say?